song is sick. What is it?
What?
This song is sick. What is it?
It's from this anime, I think.
An anime?
Yeah.
What anime?
I don't remember the name of it, but it's got like this grandma. Well, there's a lot of grandmas. One grandma is big, but this other grandma steals this kid's balls and fucking balls. I don't know why.
What the fuck? Sup, weebs?
I'm Steven.
And I'm Jacob.
And we've got
anime on our mind. Today we're going to be talking about a show called Dandadan.
Dandadan.
Dandadan is an anime about the occult, spirits, aliens, and two people that believe in one but not the other. Two high school kids become very unlikely friends when they meet each other and find out that they both like occult. But one of them likes aliens, believes aliens are real and thinks, you know, all of these like Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster. The other one thinks that's crazy, but she believes in ghosts.
Ghosts?
Ghosts.
Which one do you believe in?
I believe in ghosts.
Ghosts?
100%.
I think I'm more of an aliens guy. The show follows two high schoolers, Momo and Ken, that kind of get in a weird situation where one goes to a haunted place and one goes to a UFO hotspot.
And from there, the entire show starts to really take form as they both fight what they originally didn't believe in.
That's more like it.
Ken fights a giant ghost and Momo fights a bunch of aliens. And
creepy aliens, Serpians.
It really sets the precedent for these two high school kids to learn about each other, learn about their powers, and
ultimately learn about themselves. Aww. I don't get what the big deal is. There aren't even any trains in this tunnel. This artwork sucks. What was that?
Dandadan is an anime based off of a manga of the same name, written by one
Yukinobu Tatsu. Tatsu also worked on additional mangas, including
Fireball and Segi no Rokugo. The manga was originally published by Shueisha Company.
Who, if you don't know them, are you even in the game? Because they basically published a majority of, like, everything. The manga Dandadan was also adapted into an anime by the studio Science Saru,
who also worked on shows like Space Dandy and Devilman Crybaby, which was one of my favorites.
Those are great. Space Dandy's always... Dandy, baby. Well, no, hold on. Wow. I'm a fake fan.
Great reference.
I know. I don't remember. I've seen it. I promise I've seen it, okay? So as we previously mentioned, this anime follows two main characters. Ken Takakura.
I'm Ken Takakura. I'm sad all the time and I have no friends, but I really like the Sasquatch. And Momo Ayase.
I'm Momo Ayase. My grandma has huge knockers, and I fight ghosts with my mind.
And how did these two high school students meet, Steven?
At high school. Duh. So starting off, as we spoke about, Ken and Momo meet in a precarious situation where Ken is being bullied, and Momo don't put up with that shit. She's my favorite character.
Momo's a certified badass, and you learn that from like the first scene in the first episode when her douchey boyfriend is trying to like talk her into getting some, and she just tries to roundhouse kick him. Yeah. She fails, but it sets a really great precedent.
100%.
Who she is as a person.
100%. I take back what I said though. She's not my favorite character. If you insist.
So after the first episode and the initial interactions with the occult, we find out that the main character, Ken, runs into a little bit of an issue against Turbo Granny, the ghost of the haunted tunnel that he has to go to.
That's right. Almost like any man who's ever found himself in too deep of a tunnel, he lost his fucking balls in there. And now he's got to get it back. And until he can, he's possessed by Turbo Granny, the fastest granny of the West.
And Momo quickly finds out that the only way to keep Ken from running rampant and destroying everything, thanks to being possessed by Turbo Granny, is if Momo uses her newly found ghost hands to compress Turbo Granny's soul within Ken.
Ghost hands.
But that brings up some problems.
Help me with my possessed friend Ken. Ghost hands.
Because what happens when Momo can't focus on keeping her ghost hands wrapped around Ken?
What a great question. We actually see that. After a nice big battle against a sumo wrestler, who we really don't know if it's a ghost or an alien until the very end, she gets knocked out. Because she's always, as Momo is, doing too much. Girl, you gotta stop leading the team, all right? You're gonna be let down in the end. You're carrying this show.
Thankfully, at this point, we get introduced to Steven's favorite character, and that is none other than
Seiko, the grandma. That's the whole reason I even turned this show on.
Seiko Ayase is Momo's grandmother and is also a renowned medium, but mostly does it in like a television entertainment format where a lot of people don't take her seriously. But
kind of the fun for it.
The moment she shows up in the show, you exclusively take her seriously.
You know she means business. She reminds me of like those mediums you meet in New Orleans, with the cigarettes and all. And you feel something.
Seiko Ayase informs Ken and Momo that if they want to get Ken's pecker back, they're gonna have to go back to where he lost it in the first place, that haunted train tunnel, and confront Turbo Granny.
And that's a hard one. Peckerback was the original name that Chad Kroeger was gonna go with for his band Nickelback.
Yeah, of course.
But Peckerback didn't get a whole lot of traction.
The label didn't like it, I heard.
No. Anyway, so they had to go find Ken's pecker. And in order to do that, they were gonna have to challenge Turbo Granny because she was too powerful. Even Seiko knew that. So she said, what you're gonna have to do is appeal to her pride. You're talking about one of the fastest, strongest spirits in the area. She knows it.
What is the biggest weakness of anybody that is more strong, more powerful, and more smart than you?
Cancer.
Their ego. So they challenge the fastest ghost known to man to a race. Naturally, there's no way that Ken and Momo are going to beat Turbo Granny in an actual race, so they could devise a plan. See, Turbo Granny is introduced as an entity that is bound to a location, meaning she has a specific region in Japan that she draws her power from, and when she gets out of that area,
she loses her strength. And that's one of my favorite, we'll call it plot armors, that this anime has developed, similar to Seiko when you meet her, because immediately when you see her kicking ass, Seiko, you think, well, surely any and all problems these kids run into the rest of this anime, Big Grandma's gonna whoop it. She's gonna take it out like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold E.T.
I mean, Stone Cold E.T.
Give me a hell yeah if you're down with Stone Cold E.T.
She immediately lets us know through a realistic point of view that she actually only draws her power via the locational spirits of which they reside in. And she can't just be taking power. It's like a phone a friend. You can't just phone a friend, right? You gotta be there. So she says, I can't do it. Y'all gotta go deal with it. I'm sorry. This is my best idea. And they go, okay.
And do they succeed?
Yep. And she blows up.
And she blows up. And Ken finds that he finally got his pecker back. But in the excitement of getting his pecker back, what he doesn't realize is he's now lost something else.
His Kintama. Golden balls.
He lost his family jewels.
Yep.
And the rest of the season is just a... And the rest of the season is a plot.
Testes. Are you not gonna let me sit under you?
And the rest of the season follows this plot where they're just looking for Ken's balls.
And this time it's not his wife who put them in their purse, you know what I'm saying? Ayo, bada bing. But then they find out Turbo Granny's still in his body. Raggy, how they gonna get him out?
So they have to exorcise Ken. They have to exorcise the spirit out of Ken, and Seiko takes the lead and does the exorcism, and we feel like, okay, finally Ken is no longer possessed by Turbo Granny, until they realize that a little piece of furniture around the house starts moving around.
Well, they get their lucky cat possessed. Turbo Granny's soul goes to that. And it's kind of cool because her consciousness is in the cat, but her powers are still in Ken.
And Ken can still unleash them at will with enough training.
Yeah, and without the need for Momo to like hold him down, now his consciousness can fully form them, which is really funny because the first time that you watch him take them on himself, you see his consciousness take in, and he's very like Shikamaru, very like, what a drag.
Very Shikamaru, very emo.
Very Midwest emo.
Very emo. So now we follow Ken and Momo on their search for Ken's family jewels.
And it brings them around, kind of around the school grounds, and they can't find anything. They're both gone. But what we find out is a character that we've been introduced to before. She's got one. Are you gonna serve?
Earlier in the show, we meet Ira, a pink-haired preppy girl who thinks that, you know, she's the biggest blessing that God has ever given Earth, and she wants to make sure that she shows everybody.
And Momo quickly lets her know she's just a washed-up girl.
That was a funny scene.
Yeah.
That was a good scene. That was a good scene. We find out that Ira makes a comeback in the show because she found a little golden ball on the sidewalk.
I really hope that she gives it back.
She believes this golden ball has enchanted her with powers, as now that she has it, she can see spirits. But she doesn't know that they're spirits. She thinks that they're demons, and she thinks that this golden ball was a blessing from God, showing her that she is an angel.
The chosen one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she admits that she saw the ghost hands from Momo when she dropped the tub on her. And then she also starts to see a precarious figure out on the tennis ball courts, kind of watching her and slowly making her way a little closer and a little closer. And you don't know why.
And in comes our next big conflict. We are introduced.
Conflict.
We're introduced to the acrobatic Silky, which is by far my favorite antagonist in this show, my favorite enemy by far. And what has drawn the acrobatic Silky to the school, to Ken and Momo and Ira?
Well, it's Ira herself. She reminds acrobatic Silky of her daughter that she lost. Acrobatic Silky's design as a character and the motions and ability she has reminds me a lot of the model from Junji Ito's. I think it is just called The Model. But it's like this large mouth, creepy looking thing meant to look like a beautiful woman, but it can swiftly turn into this like man-eating beast. And very much, she'd be doing some swallowing.
She uses her hair like razor blades, attacking people, whipping people, and she uses that big mouth to swallow Ira, eats Ira whole, while Ken and Momo are trying to fight her.
When you're swallowed by one of these ghosties, if you're just a normal person, you die. And at the time, Ira was a normal person, so she died. But Momo was able to grab the essence of Acrobat Silky and connect it to the essence of Ira before her soul was lost, and they could power her body and soul with it.
And this only happened because the acrobatic Silky chose to give up its essence to revive Ira. It didn't end with acrobatic Silky just getting herself absolutely wrecked by these two high schoolers. It actually ended because acrobatic Silky realized that it was hurting the thing that it loved. In a last-ditch effort of humanity, gave her life essence to Ira, not only reviving Ira, but also endowing Ira with the acrobatic Silky's powers.
With her powers. And I have to actually roll one back on you there. I have to say that wasn't the last shown effort of humanity. What that was when Ira woke up and then ran to acrobatic Silky and hugged her.
Ira felt
in forgiveness and in remembrance and in connection to this otherwise entirely terrifying spirit.
It was by far probably the prettiest couple of episodes, the most beautiful couple of episodes in this first season, which, based off of everything you've seen up to this point, can kind of catch you off guard. And I think it did catch me off guard, but in the best way. It really made the emotional pull so much more impactful because we hadn't seen that kind of pull yet in the show so far.
It was an interesting backstory and a choice of one, because not only does it follow acrobatic Silky as a mom, but also her daughter, who you kind of think of as Ira. Like, I thought it was Ira at first, and then you realize it's not. So you're like, well, shit, we're spending all this time on a backstory that isn't even about a main character. And that's really cool. And it, you know, I get a lot of people really love like the whole demon slayer right before the demon dies. Let's show a sad backstory that gives a reason why he got to be so mean. Oscar, why are you such a grouch, you know? And I think this doesn't get so sappy to that degree, more than it's like she wasn't ever mean out of turned evil.
It's just kind of what
she was just in
happens.
protection mode.
Yeah.
She's been in protection mode since the beginning. And she didn't turn evil ever during that whole time. She's just been a spirit waiting.
The love plot starts to get a little messy at this point in the show because it's no longer just Ken and Momo, it's also Ira. And Ira seems to be very, very interested in Ken. While
yeah.
also being completely convinced that Momo, even though she helped her with the acrobatic silky, is a demon straight from hell.
Yep. Ira loves Ken. Feels like she could save him from Momo.
And this love triangle does not become more apparent until you see Ken is ditching Momo's during lunch to secretly work out. But he doesn't want to tell her because he wants to be cool and just show up one day
being ripped,
way more buff, and able to control his powers more, which is the main reason why he's wanting to work out in the first place. Very, very My Hero Academia when Itadori has to start cleaning up the beach in order to get All Might's power.
He just shows up at school the next season and he's fucking ripped.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Ken's doing here.
Yeah, well, it's what he's attempting to do. Unlike My Hero Academia, this one doesn't really show a whole lot of actual building toward that plot. Instead, he's immediately fumbled. Ira, she comes on back. And this time, she's trying to get kissy-kissy. She lands right on top of him, or he on top of her. You know, I don't know. It's a mingle of bodies. Tensions were high. The air was hot.
And Momo walks in right in time to see Ken on top of Ira. Pinned down, looks really bad. Momo assumes immediately. And then Ken's stuck cleaning up the mess of this obsessive girl made me look weird in front of the girl that I'm actually into.
Well, I don't think he knows that he's into her yet, though. That's the beauty, too. Ken doesn't think about his feelings with Momo
until like the very end
until
of the
the
season.
very end when he hears it from Gigi. After Acrobat Silky and they get the first ball, Ken's got his ball back. We're feeling good. All three go back to school and now we've got a little bit of a love triangle going on, right? But then when tensions seem okay, Don DeDon just comes back to us with another big conflict. Nessie and a mantis shrimp walk into a bar. And the Serpian behind the bar says, "Help me take this kid's banana." And they say, "All right."
So now we introduce the last fight of this season, and as it is the last fight, it also is kind of the biggest
one. Yeah.
Highest stakes, the most action, the most stress.
Yeah, I mean, this anime does a great job of consistently bringing up the conflicts that you see them being put in and making it hard to discern how they could possibly win. Like there are some different motives here and there where you're like, okay, maybe they turn that around, but then I swear they seem to always make that, nope, there's no way that's gonna work. So now what? And you just never really know where the plot on this battle is going. For instance, this one, the whole school fills with water.
Everybody disappears.
Everybody's put into different little black pools. The whole school fills with water. And Momo's the first to be shown facing off against what looks like a little Godzilla.
Yeah, she has to hide from this little dragon, serpent, lizard thing. And not only can it use the water around it to sense where other things are, it feels the little vibrations in the water.
I forgot about that.
But it absorbs the water around it and then pressurizes it into this hyper beam jet stream that just cuts the entire school in half.
Yeah, Pokemon wishes.
And while Momo's dealing with that, Ken and Ira get introduced to one of my favorite recurring characters in the show, the mantis shrimp.
Chiquitita, Chiquitita, do you have a dream? Chiquitita!
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The alien that they have to fight up against is a mantis shrimp style alien, which the show kind of alludes to before this fight ever happens, with Momo studying a mantis shrimp and how hard it punches.
You know, I never put those two together until he really was going at it. Because when they first show him, I thought it was like a play on Raiden or something.
Yeah, he has
because of the
big disc
huge hat. Yeah. But then I knew when he started doing the Chiquitita chant and then just started punching like Ali, I was like, man, how embarrassed would you feel to have some dude chant the dumbest shit you've ever heard while whooping your ass underwater? I mean, that is just a blow to my ego.
So Ken and Ira are fighting off against this super punch alien, and it's looking very grim.
Sir fists a lot.
And Momo is fighting off against, I guess, the literal Loch Ness Monster, and it's looking very grim. And if you want to know how that fight goes and how the season ends, we recommend you just watch the show yourself. You know at least one main character survives because there's a season 2.
I mean, the kids are all right, you know. So once that battle's done, everybody wakes up in their skimmies back in high school. It's again one of those classic anime tropes where you got a bunch of young characters in as little clothes as possible.
I forgot.
And of course, my favorite character with the most to show off isn't there.
Oh, Granny?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But at the very least, this puts all 3, Ira, Ken, and Momo, in a position where they have to become friends.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks they were just doing the deed on the hallway floor together.
Doing some nasty.
So and after this fight resolves, we all go back to Seiko's house, and that's when the last character of the season is introduced, and kind of sets up the plot for what I imagine the second season is going to be.
Yeah, my homeboy Good Game. My homie Good Game comes in, and he is not only the childhood love of Momo, but he's also just like kind of cooler than Ken, starting off, right?
He's the polar opposite. Ken's very reserved, very low self-respect, low confidence.
Yeah.
Gigi is introduced as athletic, high confidence, energetic.
Flirts with the ladies.
Always wants to talk. Definitely wants Momo's attention and does not hide it.
Yeah.
He's really introduced as the complete antithesis of Ken as a character.
Truly.
Which creates a really cool contrast, but also kind of muddies the water even more about this weird love quartet.
His parents had something happen at their house. He thinks there's an evil demon, the spirit haunted, whatever. So he's come to the only place he knows that can get it done, Seiko. And Seiko, again, like we've been told with this plot armor, she goes, I can't do shit, Good Game. I'm stuck right here. My zip code is 40107 or whatever, you know? And you out there in 46882. And I can't do nothing for you, homie. So she tells Momo, get your ghost hands having ass out there, help your friend. So that's what happens. They get on this train, they go out there to help. But on the train, you find out that Ken, in an effort to win back Momo's attention, ends up winning Gigi's. Because Gigi is also very interested in the occult. As if it was meant to be. The 3 best friends that ever did live.
I really like Gigi as a character because he is completely likable. He knows that Ken is interested in Momo and still goes out of his way to be friends with Ken and share interests with Ken. And he's not competitive in the sense where he's gonna be an asshole to somebody who wants the same thing as him. He's just friendly, and
he's gonna show how he earns it. And you know, I think that was the next layer of what we needed our Ken to have. You know, Gigi calls Momo cute, and Ken is like, oh my God, she is cute. She's cute? She's cute. And so then his whole world is shifted. You right? So now he's like, I do have some feelings for Miss ISA. And at the same time, I got a battle against Soccer Man here. Good Game ain't gonna let him just have it, you know? So it really puts Ken into the next layer of character development, which I think is such a natural flow that also follows, again, the organic line of youthfulness, right? It's not a weird elitist or weird
it's not
rivalry. Yeah, it's just this natural occurring thing. No one ever told Ken, you need to do this. Ken just had that next switch turned on.
So at the end of the season, you're left off with Ken having powers, having control over his powers, and having some newly found emotions for Momo.
ISA, she's supposedly at home during all this, also has her powers. Momo, the last we see of her, she's running off to the hot springs, where a few old creepy men are making their way toward her. Are those guys with you?
Ira has her new powers thinks that Momo is a demon and is madly in love with Ken.
And Gigi's just playing soccer, you know?
Vibing.
Yeah.
Big vibes all around.
Stranger Things crew over here.
What happens to these characters leading into the second season? We don't know yet, but if you'd like to hear us talk about that second season, feel free to let us know in the comments below and we will be sure to check it out.
I think overall, I would give this show a 7 out of 10. You know, it's an easy watch and it's a fun watch. It doesn't go so deep that it really stirs primal emotions in me or something vital, but it is something where if I had the flu and I was out for a week, I would binge watch this show and be very glad that I did.
I would also give this show a 7. I feel like they didn't do any one thing super spectacularly like a lot of shows will like have really, really great animation or will have a super impactful story, but I also don't feel like this show did anything bad. I feel like the story was good. I feel like the animation was good. The fights were fun to watch. The love plot gave you something to hold on to when the fights weren't happening. It never got too slow, but I would argue that in its own right might have been one of the first season's downfalls because like we said earlier, we don't know anything about Momo's background or about Ken's background because it is just action, action, action for these first 12 episodes.
Yeah, very true.
What was your favorite episode, Steven?
My favorite episode was episode 5, like, where are my balls? That again, high school youth, high school love scenario where they're looking for each other all lunch period. Just loved it. It really, that was about as deep as the show got for me. And it did touch me in that moment. What about you, Bob? What's your favorite episode? You got favorite episode?
My favorite episode was episode 7, To a Kinder World. That was the episode that focused on that acrobatic Silky, but specifically focused on the backstory of that. And I really, really loved and appreciated the time that they took. It's weird in a show where you don't know the backstory of your main characters, but you get almost an entire episode dedicated to the backstory of this villain. And I imagine if they did more of this in the future, they would continue to write some really, really great villains for the kids to fight.
With cool perspective. Yeah, I agree. Overall, I think if you're looking for a show that's easy to digest, quick to watch, and energetic and fun, I recommend it.
100%.
The art is cool,
The
too.
art is, dude, the animation's great.
I love the animation.
The fights are fun. It really is. It's a great show.
And with that, thank you for coming back and watching us as we return for Anime on Our Mind. This is our first of what will hopefully be many videos in the future, and we're really looking forward to it. So please feel free to like and subscribe.
And if you have anything that you'd like to see us talk about in a future video, please let us know in the comments down below. We are open to any and all suggestions. Just let us know and we'll check it out. And if we like it, we'll make a video about it.
Absolutely, man. I love you.
I love you, dog.
See y'all next show.
Have a good night, guys.
I'm bringing Pecker back. Yeah! I don't know where it's at. That granny has it bad.
butt.
Yeah!